When you get that first leadership job, it can be a disaster if you don't get any training. But if you get some training, it can be an accelerator. Diane Nelson is a leadership coach. She's with the Nelson team, and she is going to tell us the story of the Millennial Middle Manager who she helped. Diane, thank you so much for telling us this story. Tell us what we need to know about the Millennial Middle Manager.
Sure thing, Greg. First off, I want to say I love working with millennials.
Me too.
Wonderful. It's an age group that has so much conviction and values around what they do, why they do. And so I just appreciate that.
Yeah, they're committed and self-aware.
They are. And they want to learn. They want to learn. They want to grow. They want more opportunities. They want to go. And it makes me reflect on, wow, at that age I probably wasn't there. But anyway, that's where they are. And it's good.
So this manager, he came to you, or the company came to you and said, look, we've got this talented person. They need some training.
Yes. Thankfully, in this case, the company supported external coaches. This fellow, I think he was 25 when I first met him. And he was fairly new out of university. He had been in the job for a couple of years, and he looked around and saw that he would be the next one in line for the next promotion, because he had mastered the work and he was doing well, and he wanted to move on. So they got him a coach, and we started working together. And there were many things that that come up in coaching. One of the most common things is the imposter syndrome. Like, really, can I do this? And how will people react to me? Will I be able to lead people that I just, was working with?
Yeah, especially for a 25-year-old with people older than him, right? That could be intimidating.
Absolutely. That millennials have that unique circumstance where they've got a lot of technical ability, so they move up the chain fairly quickly. And there are people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s who haven't moved. And so, yes, they become the leader of people older and younger. So that's quite the challenge.
The first thing is get their confidence up. You do deserve this. You're in this position for a reason. What's the next thing you work on?
Well, the next thing is working on those your basic leadership skills. Being able to communicate well, connecting with each one. So given the different age groups and all other manner of diversity in our workplace these days, is you have to understand how people are wired, how what it is that motivates them, what it is that their life is about, so that you can really connect and influence when you need to. So those are the things that you have to take time to do. And it's challenging because you're getting all these urgencies from senior leaders and demands for productivity and demands for, bottom line results. But the key is you've got to connect with your people in a way so that you can work together as a team, because that team is going to deliver the results, not you alone as the leader.
Right. So you get to know them, you ask them questions, you find out what's going to get them to work, what their hopes and dreams, what their knowledge and strengths and weaknesses are. And with that connection, you're able to get more out of them.
Yes. Yes.
And so what happened to him with his training? How did it work?
Well, just before I go there, which is really the next step, but then he had to manage up. So He had some leaders in front of him that were a bit challenging, a bit difficult. And so that was something he had to deal with. So we worked through that, of how to present his interests, his concerns, his ideas, so that upper management would get the hint, would understand, because they were implementing a system and he realized how it could go wrong. And he needed to input into that whole design of the system. So he had to be very forthright, respectful, but very intentional in making his knowledge get through so that the upper management wouldn't mess it up.
And so, personally, I could have used that help in my career. Wish I'd known you then. So he's got these three keys. He's got this training. You've worked with him for a few years. How did it pay off for him?
Well, over the course of 2 years that we worked together, he made 3 advancements. He had 3 promotions. And I spoke with him about 6 months ago, and he is now the senior director, a regional director, I think, that is next to the CEO. And I don't think he's hit 30 yet. So pretty good.
So that training, what could have been a
Mm,
disaster, and often is in that first leadership role,
yeah.
really turned into a huge advantage for him because he got some training. You know, you don't get to there's not a Hall of Famer alive who didn't get a lot of
Right.
coaching to get there. So
Right.
Diane, if people want to get a hold of you to get some leadership training, and we've just seen how it pays off, the best way is your email?
Yes. Or find me on LinkedIn.
Beautiful. Diane,
Okay.
thank you so much for taking time today to tell us that story. And yes, millennials, go millennials. Love working with them.
Amen. Thank you.